7 o'clock, we're going to say the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, thanks everybody for showing up for the meeting tonight. Good to see everybody. You'll notice that we are too shy. We got two sickies that are on the phone at the meeting remotely. They just didn't want to come spread the love, so to speak. All right. We start here at the top. And okay, for starters, is there anybody, after looking at the agenda, have any comments or anything that's on the agenda already? All right, we'll move on. At this point, I will take whether you want to accept the minutes from the regular meeting on February 2nd.
I'll make a motion to accept the meeting.
Oh, what? Yes.
The minutes, I would like to change on the library's report.
Well, we're not to that yet.
Plains Paradise. Oh, sorry.
No, we're just on the minutes from the regular meeting from last month.
Yes, sir. It was from the library's report from the minutes here.
From the AED.
So first, I think we'll take a first, a second, and then we'll have discussion on that.
Okay,
Correct.
but there's a typo.
Or just a typo, we could correct that in that motion.
Yes.
Where's the typo?
Plains
It
Paradise
is
Ambulance.
Plains Paradise Ambulance has donated it instead of Plains Community. That's the only thing that I saw.
Oh, gotcha.
So I'll move that we accept the minutes with that amendment to it with PCA. And then as presented.
Okay, we got a second?
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. And, all right, we've got journal voucher report.
No, we don't.
Oh, it says, oh, that's right. Never mind, forget I said that. Things were a little bit snafu-y in the vouchers and stuff for the sewer project, so that'll have to be put on hold. All right, so I will take a motion on the treasury report.
I'll move we accept the treasurer's report as presented.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and second that we accept the treasury report as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we'll do the same for claims and payroll, please.
I move we accept claims and payroll as presented.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so we'll move on to the judge's report. And I know I've got that sitting
Which
here
is in there somewhere.
somewhere close to my little fingers here. There we go, judge's report. Okay, total of new cases for the month was 22. Total number of pending cases, 23, which are pending court dates. Total number of disposed cases, 33, waiting for payments. Total number of active warrants, 115. And funds paid to the town of Plains for January, so this is $1,627.50. And that is the end of the judge's report. All right, move on to the mayor's report. Okay. And we'll start right off with, I don't know if everybody's seen them, the hydrants with all the red, white, and blue, but local residents, Scotty Tuhati Johnson, asked and was granted permission from City Hall and the fire department to paint the fire hydrants red, white, and blue in celebration of the 250-year anniversary of our independence. The plan is later in the year to repaint back to the normal colors. Also, if the hydrant is left-hand turned, it will be highlighted. So anybody want to see those pictures? We each have one here. Scotty has one there.
I have a
But,
couple extra too.
And I'm sure you'll see it in the paper because somebody will take a picture of it. Not Tracy, but Ed will.
I thought you were gonna hold it up, so it won't be in the paper.
Whoops. Sorry about that. All right. All right, we had a very bad service line that was in bad shape over right by the shop, corner of First and Fifth, that we dug up, and it was a mess. There was a lot of water coming out of that. You know, we've had a lot of loss in our water. We also replaced one over here across from the Mint. Well, we didn't actually replace anything, but we dug it up and we had to do some work on the valve and get that so it wasn't leaking anymore. But we're really unsure as far as what we're going to be looking at as far as numbers, because we really, with the water clerk being gone, we really don't have any real numbers right now as far as what are used versus what we pumped. So next month we'll have an update on that, but the one leak was very substantial. So I'm thinking it's going to be, it should have a substantial hit on what we've been losing. Looking at things from going backwards, October we had a 38% loss, which is fairly normal for what we have over the years. But it was in November when it jumped to over 50, and it's been over 50 ever since. So hopefully what we've hit so far is going to start making a difference, but I'm sure we have more out there that we're going to have to address. The power is moving forward for the new well project. Hopefully they're planning on starting that today. They have to bring the power all the way from the school because they need a certain three-phase. It's called Y three-phase, which is a cleaner power than just getting it off of the pole over there by where the well is. So in the end, it's $52,597 to get power to that new well. And they say they have to use the Y power because of the size of everything there, the power it's going to take for startup. And if we have the lesser three-phase, there's a chance that we'll burn out the motor a lot sooner. And we don't want to do that because it costs a lot of money. Thankfully, this is covered in a grant, which helps us out. Otherwise, it'd be hard to do. Also, we have making progress in our GIS mapping, which here a couple years ago, we did some GIS mapping for the water here in town and got trained in some of that and figuring some of that out. But this here also through the grant is helping us with the sewer side of it. So we are going to be able then to have those points marked and kind of start layering things, the water, the sewer, and everything. So our public works guys, if we have an issue or we have something, they'll be able to go to the computer or their phones and they'll know where different things are all over town. Over here, when we had the problem with that leak over on First and Fifth, they couldn't get the water shut off. They shut off some valves and it should have shut off, but it didn't. And there was two other valves that we just couldn't find. And finally, after all was said and done, Sam ended up getting a tool from Joel, and they ended up crimping the line and bending and twisting it around to get the stop enough to be able to shut it off. It was a mess. Anyway, a couple days later, they were able to get the valves found, and they were actually off the street and in some grass, covered over. And Joel had taken time trying to find it that afternoon and couldn't find it until used the metal detector and picked up on it. But there's a lot of those things around town that we have to be able to start pinpointing and get that on GIS so that no matter who's out there looking for it, they can look at where it's at and find it. The technology is amazing. Anyway, I don't know if everybody's noticed yet, but if you go east of town on the highway, you'll notice that the speed limit's changed out there. And I know that talking to Sergeant Geenan here, I mean, he was kind of the mover and shaker helping us push that along. I also talked to Steve Spur today, and he said he's stopped a number of people, because they haven't picked up on the fact that the speed limit has changed a little further out. And so giving some warnings out, let them know, watch for the sign, it's changed. It's no longer at the top of the hill, and people have been asking, why are you doing this? Because it's safer. It eliminates, it's out past M's and the motel. You can have people walking back and forth. The speed limit is down to 25 through that section. And plus, when you start cresting the hill and coming down towards the town pump, when the sign was at the top of the hill, people generally speaking were going at least 35 to 40 coming down through that area, and it's just an accident waiting for a place to happen. It's just not good. So hopefully as we keep moving in that direction, we'll get people slowed down a little bit sooner. We're looking in to see if we can get a grant to get one of the reader signs that would stand all the time like you see in Thompson Falls, and just give people a heads up, because we don't want to be writing people tickets. We just want them to slow down. And like I said earlier, we have no water numbers, but next month we'll have a full report on where we're sitting so far, and who knows, we might pick up another leak or two by then and see what happens. Anyway, that's the mayor's report. All right. Nobody here from the fire department that I can see. So no fire, but we do have a police department person here to give his report.
Thank you.
You bet.
Okay, so stats for the month of February. We had 47 calls for service. We had 1 arrest made. Traffic citations and written warnings combined for 107. We had 9 business contacts, 49 business bar checks, 11 other agency assists. We had 5 hours of donated time by our reserve officers, 23 hours total for our STEP grant given by the full-time employees. And that's it. And yep, then the moving of the signs.
All right. Thank you, Sergeant Heenan.
You're welcome.
All right, Public Works Department. We have 2 Public Works employees here tonight. Who wants to get up and talk? Oh, Sam does. I heard that. I've already said some of your stuff, but if you want to give a synopsis on what things are looking like in your world.
I'm Sam. Actually, it's looking really good. In the last couple of months, we've moved forward. Just today, we finalized the generator, the gen set at the lift station. So when you drive by there, you'll see there's a new foundation, new pad. And that's going to be very helpful because the old generator was 1983. Okay, so it was really outdated. Talked to the electrician today. The new one's really nice. So now we're going to be in a position where moving forward, we'll keep that up. And hopefully we'll get double what the old one got out of it, and we'll be just fine.
What size is it?
I think that one's 70,000 kW. It'll run both pumps. Yeah, we won't have a problem there. The old the old gen set was probably going to have trouble running one probably. Now we're at the point where it'll run both pumps. So we're okay there. I have been stopping out at the new well site. If you guys haven't driven by the Upper Lynch, they're coming together. The exterior of the building's really coming together. They got the generator set out there as well. We have been working on the leaks. This is ongoing, and it's kind of my crux lately. We're going to get these things found, and it's going to be with the help of the public. So if you folks see something, you hear something, you see somebody using an exorbitant amount of water, just let us know so we can look into that. I know when summertime comes, it's going to be a little bit different because folks are irrigating. But basically, we're working on the water leaks currently. We're trying to patch the holes. I'm sorry, folks. We're getting to them as much as we can. We've been looking into the different types of patch, but the roads are just falling apart. And also, if you haven't, stop into the office during business hours, and we've got a chunk of the pavement that we've been digging up whenever we do the water leaks. And folks, it's only about 1 inch of pavement. So this is our issue. It's the underlying issue is we just have poor base unit to fix. That's really hard to catch up from. That's just going to be time and money in the future, unfortunately, to fix those. But I think that's probably about it. We're maintaining equipment right now, getting ready for summertime. It feels like summer right now. We've been working in t-shirts. It's been really nice, but luckily a lot of the snow plowing wasn't happening. We saved us a lot of time and money on that. So think that's it.
Thanks, Sam. Yeah, our public works crew is great. They've been doing a tremendous job and just getting out there and trying to get ahead of things. And the biggest thing today with the new generator down there is we all got a free hat. All right. Library, and I see somebody's here from the library.
I am.
How's Nikki doing?
I'm all right, thank
All right.
you. How are you?
Good.
They're so cute, by the way. The library is good. We had, we're almost done with our warm-up fundraiser. It's just a fundraiser to help kind of keep the lights on, the propane going, the electricity flowing. So the people of Paradise and Plains have been very kind to us, and we've actually already met our $5,000 goal. So we still have 2 weeks left. So we're just gonna see. We're already planning on making a little explosion come out of the top of the thermometer. So thank you, everybody. Let's see. This is like our slower time of the year, and our checking in and out items is kind of down to our lowest level. New patrons is really, really down, but what is really, really up to the highest level I've ever seen it is our programming numbers. We had 33 kids show up to story time last week. It was wild. It was very fun and very wild. We've had 15 to 20 people coming to our chests every other week. We've got, our book club is full. We just can't fit any more people, so now we're thinking of starting a new book club. So stuff like that, which is, it's such a good problem to have. It doesn't mean it's not a problem, so we're going to keep continuing to try to maybe make another book club, maybe make a few story times throughout the week to help ease those numbers, because I don't know if you've seen my building, but 33 people in there really fills it up. So, again, good problem to have. And our chess tournament, our junior chess tournament went really, really well. We had 14 kids sign up, and they were all so cute. They were all so nervous that they would play and the games would be over in 10 minutes. And so it was over really fast. But they did really great. And Ed did a lovely job on the paper. I appreciate him painting the library in a lovely light. So our new chess tournament that's for all ages will be on the 21st of March. We had a lovely chess game that was made by oh my gosh, I'm having Kathy and your husband. I'm skipping his name right now.
Sean.
Sean, thank you. They made this great thing, and it's on display over at the library, and everybody's oohing and awing over it. So that'll be one of the prizes. Also $100 cash. So if anybody needs some hot money, come play chess with us. Other than that, the staff and I both attended active shooter training up at the county courthouse. We had that. We got to learn what to do in an active shooter situation, and also some kind of down and dirty field hospital medical training. That was a little more than we were maybe prepared for, but I'm glad I have it in my tool bag now. And then also community ambulance donated us an AED, so Lyle came and taught us how to use it, and gave us some fast and dirty bystander CPR training. Anyway, that's us. Thanks.
Perfect, thank you, Nikki. And on another note, our public works people got a light ordered, and so it just came in today, so they'll be addressing your dark parking lot in the back.
Hooray. Now that it's not that dark anymore.
Well, yeah.
Ricky Fawcett.
Oh, yeah.
And the faucet, yeah.
That'd be great.
Two
That'd be
things.
really great, actually. Thank you.
All right, and I see there is no unfinished business, but before I get to that, I better go ahead and give the notes for the Parks and Rec meeting, which, oh, that's down there, isn't it? I won't worry about that till later. Forget I said that too. Let's move on. All right, no unfinished business, so I would like to see Chris Mount appointed to the planning board for a 2-year term. That will fill up and get us back to 7 members on the planning board. I would take a motion on that, please.
I would move that the council appoints Chris Mount to the planning board for a 2-year term.
I'll second.
It's been moved and second that we appoint Chris Mount for a 2-year term on the planning board. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Now we move on to the fun stuff, which is the resolution of intent to raise water and sewer rates, which is probably not anybody's favorite topic, but unfortunately, not even ours. But we have a resolution that we are planning on following a process to raise the rates, which we have not addressed since, what was it, 2019 or 2018?
19, I think.
19. The unfortunate part is that since we have not been addressing that on a yearly basis, like we should have been, it got away from us a little bit. You know, as far as you guys know, through COVID, cost of living, everything up. Unfortunately, prices for everything that we had to purchase went up, and we did not raise the rates. So the state has been pushing us and saying, you guys are behind the 8 ball and you need to get caught up. We're not looking at trying to raise them up to the level that at this point that they were encouraging us to, but we are getting back up to, if you look at what prices went up and the cost index went up from 2019, things went up about 35% in that period. We're looking at raising water rates somewhere in the neighborhood, what is it, 33%? Joel, we looked at that earlier today. A little over 33%, which will get us back up fairly even. And we just have to remember to be looking every year, what is the cost of living, and make adjustments to the rates at that point. We can raise rates up to 5% without having meetings, without having input, because it's just a part of doing business. Typically, you're looking at around 3% is what cost of living goes up a year, somewhere in that neighborhood. But if we don't stay diligent on that, then we have to make a big hit, and then it's kind of the shell shock thing. And that's kind of where we're at right now. It would have been much better had we been doing it on a yearly basis. Then we've been kind of throwing it around. We've been charging for years $1 per 1,000 gallons of water, and also looking at possibly raising that or not. I don't know. There was talk of $1.25. We've been charging dollars of one to $1.25, $1.50, or maybe not even doing that. I don't think they've really decided yet. Thoughts?
I have a question. By reading this, am I to understand, so you want 33% and it would be over 5 years? Is that what that means?
No, it means that the 33% actually would catch us up
So
to
that's
what,
a one-time thing.
and that's what the rates will be, and then next year we would have to relook at what the cost of living was and address that, because not only is the prices of services they're taking care of us, but parts and even employee wages go up every year, but we've got to make sure and stay current so we don't get behind again. Anybody? Thoughts? Questions? Queries?
How much of this resolution, I guess we can read this resolution. I would suggest a small change to that.
Well, Joel and their committee, Joel, John Sheridan, and Chad, they came up with a resolution in their public works meeting, so you go ahead and.
Can I borrow your glasses, John? No, John, yours is bad.
I'm
So So resolution 26-1 would read, whereas the town council seeks to make improvements to the current water and sewer systems and to maintain the system for its water and sewer service, whereas the town council is responsible for providing for the continual need for capital improvement to the system and to assure sufficient reserves are maintained, whereas the town council has the power and authority by MCA 69 to regulate, establish, and change as it considers reasonable its rates, charges, and classifications adopted for the town's utility services. Whereas the notice of public hearing will be published on March 11th, 2026, and for the 2 weeks thereafter, notifying all users of the council's intent to change the existing water and sewer rates to cover the cost of the water and sewer service improvements and operations in accordance with 69-7-11 MCA. The public hearing will be held on March 30th, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. at Plains Town Hall, Plains, Montana. Whereas written and oral comments will be requested and reviewed, and all persons appearing were given an opportunity to speak at the hearing. Whereas communications will be sent to all customers. Whereas it appears in the best public interest that the rates and charges for users be changed to provide for the health and safety of the town residents. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Town Council of Plains, Montana, the following, and the present resolution reads this way. The Town of Plains will change all users of the water and sewer system the following new water and sewer rates to commence at the date to be set by motion of the council within the current fiscal year. I would propose to the council that we change that to this wording. The Town of Plains will propose an increase in charges to all users of the water and sewer systems, the following new water and sewer rates to commence at a date to be set by motion of the council within the current fiscal year. The difference there is that we don't want to set those rates without public comment. Nobody on this council wants the rates to go up. We all live in the town. What we're hoping to do is raise these rates just to cover our operations and maintenance, and to hopefully pick up and raise in future years with something close to a COLA increase yearly, something we didn't do in the last 6-7 years. And a lot of that because we understand the financial complications of people who live in this town, but prices are such now that we just have to catch up. This is not a revenue opportunity for the town. It never has been. All we are doing is covering the cost it requires to provide our town with water and sewer. So that change the change that I propose there is that we are looking at this proposed change to $67 for a base rate for water and sewer, and a proposal of potentially up to $150 per 1,000 gallons. But I think that's something we still want to look at. On the 20th of this month, we will have another Public Works Committee meeting, and the public is welcome to come to that and look how we're working out the algorithm to try and make this as livable for the people of Plains as we can. So with that amendment to, or that change to the resolution, and those charges, that's what the Public Works Council presents to this council.
I would imagine it would take a motion, because I do believe we have to approve whatever you have out there and whatever you're proposing, and pass that so we can start moving forward.
And just to clarify to the public here, what this resolution is it is again just a resolution showing intent to increase the rates. We still have quite a few steps before we can do that. There will be plenty of public comment opportunity coming up.
So is that your motion, Joel?
And I can make the motion, I will make the motion that we approve this resolution 26-1
As
I have changed it.
okay.
And I have it written down.
Chad seconded it. Okay, is there any more discussion now that it's been first and seconded?
Well, I hate to see rate hikes like anybody else, but it seems like we're in a difficult position. We have to raise the rates to cover our costs, so, yeah.
It's unfortunate,
I would go
yeah.
with the resolution as read.
Part of that too is, the emergency fund, make sure we have that,
Yes.
amount in there too. That's part of the MCA recommendation too. So we need to build up that, emergency reserve, which we're not there yet.
And so when we have things come up, like we're gonna have to get a replacement tank on this end of town, on the west end of town, and even though we'd have to look for a grant to buy that, because it's gonna be $5 million or somewhere in that range, we will have to purchase the property wherever that's at to even start looking for grants to get the project going. And it's things like that that, you know, it's kind of the unseen cost to operating the system. We rely on grants to put in wells and put in sewage lagoons, but there's a lot of hidden costs and a lot of unseen costs that people don't see that are just ongoing. We're kind of in a tight way, just like talking about the water leaks that we have. We have an aging water system with a lot of service lines that are aging out. The line that was taken out over there by the shop, it was amazing that she was getting water to her house. I mean, there were so many holes and it was just eating through the carpet. It was just gone. But a lot of those water lines around town are in the same position. I mean, they're just as old. They're old. They were put in the 60s and 70s, and they're just aging out. So we're losing water in a lot of these places, and the need to replace them. We had hoped to get enough money out of the last water grant that's putting in the well to cover changing out some of the service lines. $2 million, it's not enough. We can't even start on it. We can't, there's not enough money. We're going to be end up paying at the back end for some of the stuff that was done and not have enough for service lines anyway. So we've had to go to, as we find bad ones, and just continue to change those out because there isn't the dollars to do it. And then you start looking at the registers, and I talked about that last month. Those are expensive. Those are over $300 each. There's at least 60 we need to replace, and you start adding that up, that's a lot of money. So we have to do that some at a time as we can afford to do it. So just like Joel said, we're not in this running the water and sewer system to make money. It's just trying to make sure that we can get water and services to the people and make sure that they're happy and taken care of. Hard as that seems. Anyway, we'll take a polling on the motion and the first and second, and go ahead, Kathy.
Joel,
Yes.
Chad,
Yes.
John Dossett,
Yes,
Bonnie,
Yes.
John S.,
Yes?
Lyle,
Yes.
okay.
All right, so that has been passed in this phase, and we'll just move on with the process and just kind of keep watching out, and anybody has questions, have them come talk to us or come to one of the meetings.
So this is the hearing schedule.
Yes.
So they're not gonna go out until the 4th, cause she's not here tomorrow. She'll be here on the 4th. So we'll work on that next day, on Wednesday.
So on March 4th, the notices to the customers on this proposal will be going out. So just be watching for that in the mail. It should be showing up by the 1st of next week. And then the public hearing date looks like it's set at this point for March 30th. And then the resolution to increase rates is April 6th. And if all this follows to this listing, not that it necessarily will, but this is what the proposed listing was, and the effective date would be April 6th. So they're gonna have a Public Works Committee meeting between now and April anyway, so it's just gonna be an ongoing, and there's gonna be plenty of time for people to have input. Okay. We move on to committee reports, administration committee, we had none. Public Works Committee, do you have any more,
I
Joe?
pretty well explained everything that we need. Just again, a reminder that we will have a Public Works meeting on the 20th of March at 9 o'clock in the morning here at the council chambers.
And more than likely, when we have the meeting to discuss actually just the rates and everything else, we're gonna try and have Bobby, who is with Rural Water, to be on hand to help explain how all this works and why the need and why this is getting pushed forward. Parks and Rec Committee, since Miss Parks and Rec is not here, I will read the notes from the previous meeting. It was called to order at 5 p.m. on February 4th. Playground equipment, a toddler sensory tower, and Swiss Chalet Infant Play Center were chosen. A location for the equipment was chosen between the pool and the present playground. The Plains Women's Club will be donating money for the sensory tower. The equipment will be ordered this week. Right?
Sure.
Okay. With plans to install sometime in April. It's all going to depend upon installation, how long it takes to ship, because they say that it's shipping it is kind of a holdup. The Splash and Bash will be August 1st, 2026, so make sure to put that in your calendars. The plans are to host this event with the first responders. The next meeting for the Parks and Rec Committee is actually the 4th, which is Wednesday, and it'll be here. So if anybody wants to attend that and find out what's going on in Parks and Rec, this will be the happening spot, 5 o'clock on the 4th.
Is that at M's Cafe?
No, it lies. It's like sheep, it lies.
Guys,
Okay.
It is an actual committee meeting for the town, basically Parks and Rec, because they get some funding, so it needs to be here, it needs to be noticed, and people need a place to go. It's awful hard to set that somewhere off-site. Planning Board. I don't see anybody here from, well, John's here. John wasn't at the last planning board meeting.
I wasn't that there.
No, you were having a medical thing going on. And John Lee's not here. Nobody's here from the planning board.
Chris is here now.
Chris.
She's not on there yet. She is now, but at this point, she knows very little. I'll just show up and let you know the synopsis, because I did attend that and listen in, but there was only actually 2 members of the planning board here. There was people sick, there was this, there was that, and they were trying to discuss and go through some of the information that was derived from the get-together over at the senior center, and go through some of that information that they brought up with the engineering firm. So got through a lot of that, and there was only one guest listening in, but it was Bambi was here because she's the chair, and then there was one new member that had never been at a meeting before, and so it was more of getting him up to date and trying to get things rolling. And so at the next planning board meeting, because it was so poorly attended at that point, they're trying to set up another one here. I do believe there was talk of hopefully getting one going for this Thursday. I'm not sure. It would have to be planned a couple days in advance because it has to be noticed for 48 hours. But they're trying to get that in so they can have one in before their next scheduled regular meeting. So still waiting to see how that is on attendance. I don't think everybody is voiced in. I don't know if John has or not. The only person I've heard so far that is hopefully going to be there but is still sick would be Corey. But anyway, if they can get a quorum to get together for a meeting on Thursday, I think they're going to plan for it. If that happens, it'd be 7 o'clock Thursday night. Police Commission.
Yes, we had a meeting, very cordial meeting with the chief of police. a very nice meeting, and the only reason we have it is just to find out if there's anything that we can do. We don't have any authority per se, but just to get acquainted with him, and if there's things that he needs, then we can do what we have to do to get it corrected, either through the bear or through the police department, I don't know. But it's just to get acquainted thing. And we're planning on having the other two officers, one each month, attend. It's not a meeting, it's a cup of coffee and a donut. But it's just to stay acquainted with the officers and find out what they're like and what their needs are and all that, and see if we can go from there.
Good.
Got anything else today? No.
Ron and Tracy are both on the police commission. Thank you, guys. Safety committee, there was no meeting. So, after all is said and done, is there any public comment on anything we've discussed or haven't discussed? Then I'd take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bonnie, what day
All right.
of the week is good for you?
You bet.
Good evening.
For,
Get better,
So I'm home from
both of you.
every day.
All right, try harder.
because I wanna start scheduling.
All right, bye.
But I said not Tuesday nights.
Okay, that's
I do
fine.
work Tuesday nights.
I'm thinking like a third week of the month.
Don't give him any information.
In this we had to get a regular, weekend.
Yeah, on the third week.
Yeah. So, yes, I will be available anytime.
$300 car.
Oh, no, I got one of those. Mine was an $800 car, and I'm
Then
making
I'll have to
this
give
on
you a call.
So my, complete brakes on
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I can't beat that. Yep. And if anything happens to it, you can just jump out and ease on the seat, walk away from it. Yeah, maybe not here, but yeah. Maybe not Broad Street.